come back to that if I still get the rest of it.
Yeah, so we, that's how we populate the questions. But let's say that between John and Eric, we call them based on the culture because I'm doing two things with the culture. We call it psychological ownership to the brand. That means that I haven't selected John yet, but I'm already introducing him to who we are. So he has two choices to make. One, he can say, that's a lot for me. I just want to clean rooms. That's all I want to do. They're expecting me to do something else. I have to genuinely care for people. I have to deliver an experience. I have to do the unexpected. That's too much for me. Or John can say, wow, I have never seen a company that it's not about the product, it's about who I am as an individual, and I want to be part of that. So we call that psychological ownership to the brand. So I'm already hardwiring the brand to him so that he knows ahead of time and he can make a proper decision. Yes.
So are you identifying the talents? Since talent comes first, are you using personality traits?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. It's a psychological personality trait type of interview. Yeah. All of that together. You had a question?
You know, I think what my question comes down to is that I've worked with just about everybody in this room at some level, some of them quite extensively. And it's not that people, the dealers don't want to do this. It's that I love this. How in the world am I going to execute this? Because they all are right-sized, if you will, to the business, business they have. They are not, they don't have but a few of them have HR directors, but they're not in a position to have maybe the skill sets to sit down and truly assess what they need. So, a lot of people, and they're getting much better, but would say, I'm going to hire somebody. So, well, you start with a job description, and what are they going to do? And they don't even have the job descriptions for the individuals they're hiring. So how do you? So I'm trying to say, how do you help them get started down the path when it sounds great, but how do they take that first and second step as small business people?
Well, that's a great statement, because if you don't have a job description, then what are you hiring against, right? So I would start with that. You have to have a job description. You have to know exactly what that position entails. Maybe it's not the best job description in the world, because we have job descriptions, and every single year we look at those job descriptions, and it's not the most senior person developing that. We have a team of people that are actually doing the work developing that as well. So don't think that you're the ones that have to do it, but you have to have a job description first, right? And you have to have a culture in place, because what we look for is what's in the culture, but also what does that job entail, right? Because let's say that John is the candidate, and I'm asking him all these questions, and he has all the right answers, but he's going to be working in the Ritz Kids program with kids, and he also has a bunny, a tattoo of a bunny killing another bunny, right? I mean, kids are not going to be happy with that, right? So, I mean, this is the moment to identify the right talent, but you got to know what you're looking for as well, right? So, I mean, as a big organization, I mean, we were not there until we developed the Credo, and we knew that one of the first things we needed was people that care enough to do something, right? So even if you have to hire people but you don't have a job description, I would get all the job descriptions as soon as possible, all right? They don't have to be 5 pages long, they could be 1 page long, but I would get all that. But if you do have to select people, you work with them on the selection, correct, Greg? That you can develop legal questions to identify the talents that you're looking for, because there's businesses out there that are happy with people that are not talented. So it really depends what you're looking for. So I'm thinking that if we're here today, you want to have the best talent out there, but you got to have an evidence-based question to get to that talent. But to get to that talent, you need to know what you're looking for. So we're looking for people that care, we're looking for people that want to learn, we're looking for people that want to have the proactive initiative to solve problems, to have attention to detail. We want our leaders to execute, when we need them to execute, have leadership skills.
I know they have to do a lot more here, but when it comes to comms, pay plans? I mean, are you guys just competitive? Are you above the competition out there, or below? I mean, where do you guys?
We are competitive in the luxury market, and that includes whatever luxury market, not just hotels, but the luxury retail, anything that's
Restaurants.
luxury. Yes, so we are competitive when it comes to that, meaning that, let's say there's a Four Seasons down the road, our main competitor, and they pay 20 cents more an hour for a front desk agent. The difference between us and them is the amount of education, free education, rewards and recognition that we offer. I mean, it's a whole battalion of things that I wouldn't possibly have the time of day to go through them, but it's a big investment what we do from the moment they walk in, right? To the identifying the talent, the nurturing of that talent with our employee promise, to orientation, to training, development, rewards, recognition, feedback, all of that adds more, the free education that we provide. I mean, we have classes that are developed by Harvard, the New York Institute, and our ladies and gentlemen can take them for free. Rosetta Stone, our ladies and gentlemen can take that for free. I mean, we have so many things that come, so we still pay competitive, because we have to pay competitive. But the amount that we invest in our ladies and gentlemen, that's what keeps them here. So it's a whole sequence of things, right? So it's not just the selection. Selection is one thing, but ultimately, an interview, as I said, is as good as the interviewer, right? What you're looking for and who is the right person, and after that's how you hold them accountable too. I would say that our interviews, all of our talents, are the same ones in a performance evaluation. So you already from the interview process, you almost have half of your learning plan built. So in the interview, it tells me what you're really, really good at and where you're not so good at, and I can build your learning plan until you decide to go to another position. Because I've already identified what I need to develop you in your role for that. If that does that make sense?
To add on what Fred asked, you said when you went to a meeting, you were attracted immediately to Ritz?
My first day on the
You knew
job,
right
which
away.
was new employee orientation, but in an opening.
What attracted you? Was it the culture, the opportunity for advancement, or the money?
Leadership and the culture.
That's what made you think I want to be a part of this organization.
My salary was very low back then, my gosh. I mean, as bartender, I was making, what, $3 an hour? Bartenders never look at their salaries, because it gets you to a sandwich. It's a tip, right? So it was never about the salary. What attracted me was the fact that the president of the company had so much passion for excellence. And he was not telling us what to do. He was right there with us. And the interview was in a mass hiring, right? So there was 5,000 people there. I waited 8 hours for an interview, for a 15-minute interview. That was a pre-screen. And every single person that I came in contact with, good morning, good afternoon, how are you? How are you doing? You've been waiting for a while, can I get you a cup of coffee? And I'm like, who are these people? I mean, that's what attracted me, because in other places that I have worked, nobody's like that. Nobody cares about you. But these people truly care. That's what attracted me to the company. Then when I went through the interview, I was like, oh, this sounds like a psychological test, right? Because you had to dig deep, right? Like, oh my God, that's a deep question. But you can ask 5 critical questions, or you can ask, 20 questions. I mean, if you do have the budget, I would recommend, you partner with someone to develop something, and then you have something in place. But it's really about, does the person really care enough to go above and beyond? That's really it. And we ask people, have you gone above and beyond? And tell me about it.
Alex, what keeps you above the competition? Because you've been sharing this with the world for 20 years. You've got people that come, and I remember in St. Thomas in 1998, I'm carrying around one of your whatever you call it, the culture, and it's not a secret. And you have people leave here. So how do you stay ahead?
It sounds cheesy, but it's the culture. We don't deviate from it. We just don't deviate from it, and it's
But others can copy it, but they don't.
Huh?
I said others can copy it.
Right, but
But
they don't know
they
the
have-
execution of it.
Yeah.
Ask me that question when I finish this. Ask me that same question when I finish the system, because we're just in one system. Okay, I got a few more systems to tell you about. So selection, okay? Selection, I mean, even though it sounds, even if you don't have a human resources department, you or somebody else in your team, I'm pretty sure that could be a great interviewer. We have hotels that are small in size, not a big hotel like this because it's impossible, but we have hotels that we have about 200 employees only, and the general managers, they have the last 5 questions of the interview. And they make a commitment to every candidate that walks into the room, and they ask the 5 last questions. There's something with the gut feeling, a court of law, all they need is an evidence why your gut feeling was there, right? Because you cannot defend a gut feeling in a court of law, right? But the last 5 questions are with the general manager. So, I mean, there's always a way, right? There's always a way to conduct them.
I think, you know, a lot of us are sitting here thinking this is great stuff, but the job market is so challenging.
Right now it is, yeah, with the employment levels low, yeah.
Exactly. We can't get to the selection process because literally there might be no apps. But, and I guess, one, do you have any recommendations on how we could attract more people? Right? And I guess the other question is, does the Ritz have that issue, like in the Florida market, with it being so competitive?
In some markets, yeah, especially Florida, especially in some parts of, there are some parts of Florida that's incredible, some parts that are like, what world are we in? And the other part is like, well, thank God we're in America. And not to, you know, because I've worked in many different markets here in let me tell you, South Florida, it's a tough labor market. It's crazy out there. We have a whole team that, it's called relationship recruiting team. We have that. And what we do is that we look at our markets, and we say, okay, we don't have a talent in that market, so how are we proactive in that market? So remember that service value number 4, community footprints, we are inside schools with kids, telling them what we do, the why we are in business. So those kids come out and we don't suffer from that because they want to work for us, that's one. We go to universities and we're always there and teaching them the culture. So the attractive of our business is our culture, that's it. Because they could work anywhere else doing the same thing, but it is the culture and there is, when they hear that we are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen, they are sold. They want to be part of that because they want to be respected. Because that means that I am not a housekeeper. I am a lady, I am a brand ambassador of the company, and they want to be part of that. There is no money. Our ladies and gentlemen do not care, in fact, in all the surveys, they don't care about the money, they care about the environment and the respect that they get in the workplace. That's what's attractive. But we have a group of people, and even if you don't have a group of people, how are you in the community telling people who you are? From the person you met at a restaurant that was really, really good, have you ever considered working in this type of business? Because I think you have what it takes to being very, very proactive. Now, I know you have different businesses, but one of the things that we do, I'm not sure if that would work for you, but when we have properties that are within a radius, we do lateral service with each other. So if we have a position that we need, we ask somebody else, hey, are you busy? Can you send 1 or 2 people over, you know, for the month or so? That helps us a lot too. So did that answer your question, John, a little bit? Yeah. We're very proactive in the community, in the market that we're in. And we are on it all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. It's just about doing the work.